Okay, Rukun's video on Wednesday, the 25th of November 2020. It's just gone 8:58 a.m. Chicago time, 3:58 in the afternoon here in France. Do hope you are doing well. So today is Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and so the market's only open for a half day today. We'll be shut tomorrow for Thanksgiving and then just reopen for a half day's trade on Friday. So you can expect the next 2 or 3 days to be pretty quiet, which will be nice. It'd be good to have a couple of days off because we've had some pretty nice activity over the last few days and it's been full on. I don't know whether we're going to have more or less activity than the normal kind of Thanksgiving period, because this is Thanksgiving in the middle of a pandemic, so I don't know whether that means there are more or less people in front of their terminals and trading screens, so it'll be interesting to see. I think the volume is going to be light, but the ranges could be big. With thinly traded markets, sometimes the professionals take the opportunity to move the price around pretty dramatically when it's thinly traded. So again, wait and see. So going to show you the Bitcoin charts, the gold charts, the crude oil charts, and the E-mini charts lastly. Bitcoin has been the story of the week, where we reached kind of previous highs or very close to previous highs with this week's activity. We've been in a monster uptrend in Bitcoin for a couple of months. It's been really good. This is the usual setup. On the left-hand side is better Pro-Am and better momentum, the indicators that are based on volume. On the right-hand side is better sine wave, an indicator based on price. And you can see in terms of better sine wave with the trending activity, we broke into a confirmed uptrend back here in October, back at 10,000, 11,000, bang, and it's been red all the way up, strong uptrend the whole way. Not a single white bar, even with some of this kind of pretty severe volatility here. The trending system's kind of kept us in along the whole way, which has been really nice. But what's interesting for me is at this kind of 19,300 level, the first little blue professional bar that we've had kind of pop up. So a little bit of profit taking by the professionals. This thing's set off with blue professional bars coming in at the lows here and here and here. I think there's another one underneath here. And this gathering pattern. Really nice activity here. Blue professional bar kind of stepped in and then they just buy everything in the stack. That's what a gathering pattern is. At a previous high kind of breakout type level, the professionals just step in and buy everything in expectation of the thing kind of taking off. And that's exactly what happened. So we've had some stops and starts along the way, but that's the first little blue professional bar that's come in. But it's certainly not all over. When you look at the daily chart here, you can see there at 10,000, that's when the blue professional bars kind of stepped in, bought that dip on an exhaustion sell. And we got decent reads on better momentum, but this thing was on the downside, negative 36,000. So we're only at 25. We typically see kind of mirroring activity. Everything that gets sold off gets bought up at the other side. So we typically see momentum signals that kind of match and have some symmetry. So we're a ways off that, and we've not seen any blue professional bars on the daily chart. So I'd expect this to continue. Who knows when we'll see that? When it starts making headlines again, breaking into the 20,000s. That'll be when the general public kind of rush in again, and we might see explosive momentum readings and blue professional bars kind of coming in and starting to take profits. But anyways, that's the Bitcoin chart. Gold was really nice for a nice little short trade at the beginning of this week. Gold has had trouble through 1900, could not break up here through resistance on the intermediate time frame. We hit that a couple of times, resistance on the highest time frame here, here, and here, and each time we could not get through, and so we finally gave way this week where we broke through this 1870 level here. I was long into this move, but as soon as it broke through this kind of point into a downtrend, got short and got out way too early. Because I could have been out kind of down at 1800 and I was only out at 1830. It was a nice trade, and it was all set up by blue professional bars here. So when we're breaking through that kind of support area that had been important, 1850 and 1860, the blue professional bars kind of come in. That's falling through the ice, getting this thing going. But you will note that we have not had exhaustion sell or blue professional bars coming on the downside. So we'd expect expect the volume that we're selling down this move to come in at those lows, and we've not seen another kind of similar mirroring pattern in better momentum here, nor blue professional bars coming at those lows. So we're having a little bit of a relief rally at the moment, but we're still in a downtrend. So I expect that to come back down and have exhaustion sell and blue professional bars coming on better momentum and better pro-am before the move in gold is over on the downside. So there might be a nice kind of re-entry opportunity over the next few days to look at that for getting short again into gold. And then crude. Crude was good for a nice little breakout trade in crude for this week. Must admit, directionally, crude, I found it a little bit difficult to trade because we did not have, when we kind of hit this low just before the beginning of November, we didn't have blue professional bars, we didn't have exhaustion sell kind of down here. It was just a spike reversal. And for me, there wasn't enough, signaling there that we'd actually formed a bottom and kind of come back up. So that was tricky on the tick bar chart. But these blue professional bars were handy on this kind of dark area here. We'd have a break into an uptrend led by the amateurs with Rambo patterns there. And then when we come back in, they buy, the blue professional bars kind of step in and buy that little weakness in expectation of this little pop to the upside. So got on top of this kind of long trade into this pop over the last couple of days, and that was really nice. But blue professional bars have come in at those highs up at 45. We've also had a flush signal and quite a lot of selling with better momentum at those points. So not sure how much further crude is going to go. And then if we look on the daily chart, yep, we popped above resistance into a little bit of strength here, but at some point we will have the intermediate time frame kind of come in and give us a little bit of trouble with any moves to the upside. So don't know on crude longer term what's going to happen, but that was nice for a little bit of a pop to the upside. And then E-mini. So the E-mini, I'm just going to review. We had a nice couple of days. I was short into Friday here into this activity into the close, and I was quite happy holding through the weekend, expecting it to kind of keep going through Mondays, but no. When we reopened on Sunday, the market kind of strengthened, got out. I think maybe got out at par or for a couple of points. It was a pretty uninteresting trade, but then got back into this rise here to new highs just for a really nice kind of day trade for 20 points or so. I think this was good for to the upside. But I'm not particularly convinced that the E-mini is going to be rocketing to new highs just because we've got these end of trend, second cyclical turn after end of trend kind of signals kind of popping up. So the strength that we've had over the last week, I think we've definitely been impacted by the seasonal trend of this time of year. Coming into holiday periods, the market tends to rally. We also have this seasonal pattern at this time of year that actually lasts for a couple of days into next week before it kind of starts to drift the other way. So I think the market's been impacted by that seasonality, but I'm still wondering whether we have an opportunity for a sell-off here, and who knows what's going to set that off. Is it going to be some kind of political news with the election kind of that sets us off the other way? But I'm still looking at that second cyclical turn after an end of trend for an interesting kind of reversal point. So just keeping an open mind about that. So there we go, losing my voice a little bit. 9:09, just going to see what's going on with the markets. Not going to be trading it, but enjoy your Thanksgiving if you're celebrating it, and if not, enjoy a couple of days off.